morning, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday morning family service. Our service will start by chanting Sambujo, followed by Juseige. So if you have a material in your place, please join us in reading Sambujo and Juseige. Thank you.
Namanda, namanda, namanda,
Thank you. So now let us read Golden Chain together. Please show me in Kansho. Golden Chain. I am a link in the Mida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I'll be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in the Mida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you. So now I'd like to start my talk by reading a passage from one of the letters written by our founder Shinran Shonin to his disciple. So please join me in Kansho again. Although hardly unexpected, Myohobo's attainment of birth still makes me deeply happy. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you very much. I'm going to start my talk with a unique story of cheese in a village of Switzerland. So Switzerland is famous for its beautiful nature and delicious cheese. Do you like cheese? What is your favorite cheese cuisine? I love pizza, mac and cheese, and Japanese pancake or okonomiyaki with cheese. If you haven't tried okonomiyaki with cheese, yeah, please try it. It's really good. Since I love cheese, visiting Switzerland is one listed on my bucket list. One village in the interior of Switzerland had quite a unique tradition. In a village called Grimens in Switzerland, they used to make a big wheel of cheese when a baby was born. They carved the newborn baby's name and the date of birth on the surface of the cheese, and it was so big, round and big like a wheel of a cart. Maybe this big? It's really big. Yeah, I haven't seen that big, but yeah, must be really big. I thought it would be eaten at one's birthday at first. However, they were not for their birthday. Those are actually for their funeral service. The villagers kept the special wheels of the cheese that would be eaten by their friends and neighbors and then the family at their funeral service. Imagine sitting beside the wheel of the cheese at your wedding. What would it look like if it were served at your funeral? The people in Grimmen's village, Switzerland, consider cheese to be an important object that is not only for fulfilling food needs, but also symbolizes joy. The cheese, which is made at the birth of baby, might have reminded the parents in the village of the joy of encountering their loving kids. But at the same time, the reality of having to part from them someday in the future. When the kids were grown up in Grimmen's village, the cheese played an important role to show them the reality of their lives, which is that we just happen to be alive here and now, but we have to die someday. The cheese for the funeral of the older person might be shriveled and browned, pockmarked from decades of mites and mouse nibbles, and hard as a rock. you need an axe to slice it and strong alcohol to wash it down. A fossilized funeral cheese means you lived a long life. On the other hand, the cheese for the funeral for a younger person might be still soft and new. Residents spend a lifetime aging a will for their own funeral. Nowadays, although this unique custom of cheese almost dying out, some cheeses are still preserved in the basement without being eaten. I have no idea why this custom was discontinued. However, the remaining cheeses were originally supposed to be eaten by someone else. If you still follow their cheese custom these days, I believe that this custom and cheese would play an important role to show us the reality of our lives. Every cheese was created to be eaten by its family and its friends at the end of their lives. No cheese was an exception, regardless of length of life or quality, ability, or social position of the person. What would you think your cheese looks like now? Mine will be getting harder and browner than at teenagers. Some may be eaten when it's still soft. Others may be hard. No one can know when our cheese will be eaten, but every cheese is supposed to be eaten not by ourselves, but by their family and friends. Just because I'm a minister, there is no exception. Once we are born into this world, we have to leave this world someday in the future. It is sad, but no one is an exception. If possible, I don't want to eat anyone's cheese because everyone who is around me is so important to me. How many cheeses are we supposed to eat in our lives? And how many people would eat my cheese when it happened? When we face someone's death, we may feel shocked and surprised that it happens. That is our natural response toward death. We are always surprised because we tend to take it for granted, live here and now, but tend to think that death is something we didn't expect to happen today or tomorrow to us. Here, I'd like to share the letter of Shinran Shonin, which I read at the beginning of the service. This letter was written when he was 80 years old, and he lived in Kanto region in Japan. This letter was Shinran Shonin's response after hearing the news of death of Myohobo, who was the one of his best and closest disciples. Shinran Shonin must have felt so depressed after hearing the news. However, he mentioned in his letter as follows: Although hardly unexpected, Myohobo's attainment of birth still makes me deeply happy. I think his thought is opposite to what we think toward death. When we hear the news of someone's death in our daily life, it makes us feel sad and shocked because it happened beyond our expectations. So people who don't hear the Jodo Shinshu might think that Shinran Shonin must have been a crazy minister because he said he wasn't surprised, but he was happy to hear his disciples' death. But Jodo Shinshu view towards life and death seems opposite to what people generally think. What Shinran Shonin probably intended in his letter may be like this. The surprising thing which we should really notice is the emphasis on living here at this moment, regardless the limit of our lives. The reality which our loved ones showed us through their own life is not only about cruel side of our reality, but at the same time, it is an important lesson which makes us realize how miraculous it is that we are living here at this moment. It is just like the custom of cheese used to show the villagers in the Switzerland. The day when we need to eat our important people's cheeses might come someday. And also, the day when my cheese will be eaten will surely come someday. If such a day comes, I wouldn't be able to stop feeling sad and crying for the loss. However, in Jodo Shinshu, we are fortunate that we can understand even death as an important opportunity to express our deepest joy of encountering the person and appreciate what we shared with each other in our lives. It is still sad, but we can share the joy and warmth with everyone, even in the middle of the sadness. That is because we can understand that Amida Buddha gives us assurance. That is because we can understand that Amida Buddha gives us assurance of birth and Pure Land as a Buddha. Buddha is awakened one, or someone who shows us the different perspectives of seeing the world and our lives. And Buddha allows us to acknowledge that our relationships will never end. So, being aware of something important in our life even through the sadness and difficulties, that is evidence that the light of truth and the light of Dharma is trying to break through the shell of your ego self to eliminate your heart and mind. That is what Shinran-shōni really appreciated in Amida's wisdom and compassion. Seeing from the Jodo Shinshu perspective, maybe we can say that those cheeses will be the Buddha's cheeses, because each life had made people realize the reality of death, which they needed to face someday, and the depth of interconnection with other lives through eating their cheeses. So we can say the cheese for our Jodo Shinshu followers could be the teaching of Buddha. It can be more dynamic than cheese. A great wisdom and compassion of Buddha was stretched toward every living thing, just like melting cheese, and it will cultivate and fill our minds and hearts with joy. We can enjoy that during our whole lives, here and now. So let us enjoy the taste of the cheese Dhamma together and appreciate it with saying Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you for listening. I'd like to conclude this Dhamma talk with saying Namo Amida Butsu. Please join me in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you very much. So today we have many guests in this Hondo. So some people came here and to support us in technological thing. So their presence reassured us. So even during the service, we don't need to worry about the control, which button, the controller, which button, and then we don't need to think about which button I should have put. Yeah, so I really appreciate their help and support. Yeah, and also today, Lotus Preschool is doing the graduation ceremony outside the temple. So family and friends and teachers are there and celebrate their graduation together. So I'm going to miss them, but I'd like to celebrate their the start of their new life. So new life in the kindergarten. So I hope what they learn and experience at the Lotus Bird School will remain in their heart, and I hope they will continue to stay connected with this community, the temple, yeah, and then appreciate this Nembutsu teaching together. Okay, so thank you for staying here with us. This will conclude the service, this morning's service. So please join me in Kansho. We'd like to conclude the service with Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you very much. Stay safe. Take care.